Sammonth, aka Tiz, and this is The Force Always.
Okay, so welcome to the show. This is The Force Always. It's been a little bit between drinks. As I've said before, it's a weekly-ish program. But let's get on with the Star Wars news. Now, later in the show, in the interview section, which is towards the end, I'll be giving you some Star Wars Celebration suggestions and things like that. So I'm going to contain the Star Wars Celebration type of stuff about my suggestions and advice. Just till then, there will be more to come in the weeks ahead, but just to let you know. Also, in the review section later in the show, I'll be giving you a two-part review. That's that way, not this way. Two-part review. First and foremost, the Obi-Wan trailer that dropped during the week. It's trailer number 2 on the Disney Plus network, the live action series called Obi-Wan Kenobi, just in case you didn't know what I was talking about. And also, I'll give you a perspective from a Star Wars fan on the Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. That will be a small portion of the review section. But let's get into the Star Wars news. So really, in the last week, we've had May the 4th be with you, Revenge of the 5th. If you're a hardcore Star Wars fan, that's May the 4th and May the 5th. Essentially, once again, I don't think it was utilized that great. We got a trailer, we got a poster for the Obi-Wan Kenobi, but that was inevitable. It just gets missed out too often. I think this May the 4th. I mean, fans love it, even though it's a bit sort of dorky, a bit geeky, but fans do love it. So anyway, May the 4th came through. You probably your local collector outlets or toy shops would have had some sort of May the 4th specials. Here, there was not so much. The main one here is called Zing, and it was okay. It was just nothing brilliant. Their displays were pretty low, but Doctor Strange was out that particular week, May the 4th here, and so that sort of took precedent front and center. So we did get the trailer. So we got a trailer that's for Obi-Wan Kenobi, and we also got a poster here, and check the poster. Also, so to more news, Star Wars Celebration has released their full schedule for the 4 days of their event coming up from May 25. Will be the Thursday and finishes on the Sunday. So we've got I think the two highlighted events, which I'll discuss a bit more later on in the show, is the Lucas film showcase, which is on the Thursday, and I'd be looking at probably the only other one I'd be more concentrated on is the closing ceremony, even though something may not happen then, but we never know. I think this is going to be an event that surprises obviously need to happen. If they don't happen, I think it's just going to be a real mediocre event. But anyway, so that's some more news there. And if you didn't know, even though it's not a Star Wars project, the Doctor Strange 2, technically, Multiverse of Madness, did get released around the world, and you can check that one out. The reason why I'm bringing it up, it's, technically good versus bad. It's under the Disney banner, which Star Wars is as well. I'm not a huge comic book fan. I'm not a huge Doctor Strange fan. I like it, I just don't love it. I just think it's okay. But anyway, so that is pretty much the news for this time around. Let's get into views. Views is my story idea on anything Star Wars. Now, technically we had Doctor Strange in the last week, and it made me think a bit more, which I've touched on a little bit before. A story idea I think would be great, even though this is sort of, pigeonholing sort of things, female, white, black, fat, skinny, whatever it is. But I reckon what Star Wars would really relish in is having a strong lead villain that is female. And if it was pushed as a gothic feel, it would be great. We've sort of seen this before with Sarat Ventress, I think her name is something Ventress, and also the witches that appeared, I think, in Rebels or Clone Wars, I can't remember which one, and connected to the the Maul, Darth Maul type species, if you were to say. I think a lead villain that's gothic, and I specifically say gothic from my point of view, because I think Gothic is something Star Wars could relish in, generally, but I think as a female villain version in a Gothic way would be fantastic. I would implement that in an episodic film. If they're going to go 8, 9, sorry, 8, 9, if they're going to go 10, 11, 12, that's episode 10, 11, 12, I would use a female villain, not because just to make something different, but I think it would really, really work. We sort of got also a touch of that with Dark Rey in The Rise of Skywalker. It looked fantastic, was very menacing for that moment, and I think it would be a great story idea in the inclusion of the Star Wars saga. That would be an episodic film, not a standalone. I think it wouldn't really have the regarded respect in a long-term way if it was in a standalone film. If it was in a episodic film, definitely. But anyway, so that's my views for this time around. Let's get into the reviews. Reviews this time around, as I've said before at the start of the show, first is going to be the Obi-Wan trailer, which is connected with the poster. So let's get on with that. And later, the second part is going to be the Doctor Strange review. So the first part, the actual trailer, absolutely perfect. Like the last one, it was a 9.5 out of 10. Everything was done right. You know, it did include a Darth Vader sort of feel towards the end. I think personally, if there's any fault, I think that Darth Vader end should have been in the first one. It sort of, you know, that type of reveal in the first one would have been made a bit more sense and bring a bit more hype at that point. And then this one, it would have been a different sort of angle of the Darth Vader thing. But we've got to be careful. I think from the poster and the amount of Darth Vader we've seen in the actual trailer, it is going to be minimal. So all you Star Wars fans are thinking there's going to be a massive amount of Darth Vader. I think you're sort of fooling yourself. Personally, I agree with that because I think they'll be ruining the possibility of a great Darth Vader film, a standalone or whatever it is. And so technically, it's a 9.5 out of 10 for the trailer. That's the trailer 2. The series is coming out May 27. It will be a double episode. Here in Australia, it will be Friday night. And I would guess it would be Thursday night, Friday morning for the American people. From what I understand, at midnight, we get about 7 o'clock, perfect sort of timing for us here. And also, so the poster also came out. Now, this is another iconic Star Wars poster. Absolutely iconic. It did look a little bit fan look, but it was definitely a great poster. The part that I liked about it the most is where, if you look really closely, there's a Darth Vader on a hill, I would say in Tatooine, and it is situated roughly near or on Obi-Wan Kenobi's heart, which is sort of expresses in an artistic way what he feels and thinks for this person that's actually behind the mask, which is Anakin, that he loved. That's his brother in the storytelling of Star Wars. Just the actual look of the poster graphically was fantastic. The Tatooine, the twin sun things looked a little bit artificial, but still okay. But it's a 9.5 out of 10. I'd say I think one of my favorite posters to this day is still the first Phantom Menace poster, where you had Anakin Skywalker walking. And you had the shadow of Darth Vader in the back. That really just was iconic and simple and just said a whole lot in that picture, and just a beautiful poster. This one is like that, but not as inventive. But still a 9.5 out of 10. So that's my review on the Obi-Wan trailer and poster that came out in the last week. Also, that came out in this last week on May the 4th, can you believe it? Like Marvel's trying to have a go at Star Wars here in Australia. I don't know. But we had Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. Straight off the bat, I give this 6.5 out of 10. The cinema I saw it in was the first time viewing it in this cinema. It's a real lavish antique type cinema, but with a modern feel. Great cinema, but the sound was not pumping. Visually, it was eye candy. It was, lots of textures, a lot of colors. Great animation, especially with the opening sort of scene. But I just think this story really it didn't really push through with clarity. It was a bit uninteresting, and it didn't reveal, for me, a whole lot of newness. It was just like it was a superhero film with the modern day technologies of today. It was a bit, it was interesting, but it didn't really keep me captivated. I think the two after credit scenes, the first one had some relevance to future stuff, but I think in that particular scene, the look of the character that you'll see, I just thought it was a bit over the top. Not since Green Lantern have I thought this is a bit, over the top, but Marvel has been getting like that. I think they've got to steer away being too fantasized and bring it back to reality a bit more. Sort of like The Batman. That was such a great comic book film because it's the reality aspect really does feed into the fantasy much better. That's my opinion. But the second after credit scene, I laughed. I thought it was quite funny. But I think for a hardcore Marvel fan, you would think, oh my god, this is a bit of a waste of film. It was just something that happened in the actual film that came back at the end. It was a bit of a laugh, but it was a bit of a waste as well. But anyway, 6.5 out of 10 for Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. It's out now. Go and check it out if you want. And in some particular viewings, I think the 3D viewings maybe just in America, because I've not heard of it anywhere here yet in Australia, Melbourne, is an Avatar 2 trailer, so that would be quite interesting. So that's the reviews. Let's get into the interviews section. That's two questions I asked myself for you guys out there. Now, Star Wars Celebration is fastly approaching. All I could say from the panel layout is they've got this time you've had to join the panel online, reserve a spot, which is sort of a more organized way of doing things, but still I think they need to create a capacity for all the people to be able to go to all the panels that they want to go to without being constrained by a wishful thinking of maybe getting in or not when you've paid for the ticket. You don't go for just the shops there. You don't just go for, you go for the panels as well, in particular panels. I know that the popular panels will be packed out and the other ones will be less, but I think they should just have the capacity of people going to the particular panels that they can all fit in there. That's what I think. But the two particular panels that I would strongly look for you guys out there is the Lucasfilm presentation, which is on the Thursday, and there I think it starts at 11 a.m. That's in Anaheim time, and it goes for about an hour and a half. I think is that will be the make or break for the whole Star Wars next year or two. I think because they need to reveal, as I've said before, some sort of surprise, teaser trailer at least of some of their projects that are coming up to really, rejuvenate the Star Wars people. I think if no real surprises happen, I think it's going to be a bit of a lackluster event. The whole event, all the way to the closing ceremony, seems to be type of panels that are more activity type panels. There is a panel with Ian McDermott, the audience with the Emperor, which is interesting, but it's just an hour of conversation, which is good and it's fun. You get to know more about the person, and he sort of talks freely for I think an hour and a half. But there's no real other panels that will give you some juicy news or gossip about Star Wars projects. They seem to be sort of more activity-based type stuff. It's not bad, it's just not great. For an international person traveling there, it's a long way for just some activities. That's in my opinion. But the other panel that I'll be looking forward to is the closing ceremony. They didn't have it in the last two ceremonies besides announcing another celebration. But that could be an opportunity for releasing some surprise footage or poster or name or something, just to have that there. That both these two big panels, the Lucasfilm and the closing ceremony, will be telecast, if you were to say, via YouTube. But yeah, so that's the ones to look for. That's the answer to the question. Those two particular panels out of the lot, I think the only one I'd be excited for. The Lucasfilm presentation at the start on Thursday morning, and the closing ceremony that on the Sunday that may reveal something. That could be exciting there too. Anyway, so my second question is a real sort of an interesting question about Star Wars Celebration. Now, when you're at Star Wars Celebration and you have a photo opportunity or an autograph, with the autographs, they provide you, a range of pictures that you can get autographed. And that's good. They're real iconic. They're nice, simple posters, little photos, and then they sign it. And then the last time it was Tops, I think, were authenticating the actual autograph, so you get the sticker stuck on there, so it's authenticated. But I would find something that's unique and directly of the person signing that autograph. For example, the last autograph I actually got was by Ray Park, who played Darth Maul. I actually got the exclusive Darth Maul that I got at that Star Wars Celebration that was in Chicago, and got him to sign that particular exclusive Hasbro figure. And that, to me, that figure's worth a lot in itself, but when it being autographed by Ray Park, even more, and authenticated by Topps at that time. This time I'm unsure if Topps is going to authenticate it, but that's what I would do. Plan ahead of what you want autographed. You may have a video, a DVD, you might have some CD, you might have a t-shirt or something like that, but you've got to know where to put it and how you want it written. You even choose, they'll have a range of color of textures, choose the color texture, but when you get the autograph, let me tell you, it's in and it's out. So you got to don't think while you're there, because you won't have enough time. You'll get it in a place that you may not like it or may like it, but think ahead where you want it, and that's it. Look, even the first time I went to Star Wars Celebration, I went to in Orlando, I got the exclusive The Last Jedi poster, which is that one up there, and got Mark Hamill to sign that one. It's a carded poster, exclusive from Star Wars Celebration, and got him to sign that one there. Love or hate The Last Jedi. Luke, that was technically a Luke's movie for the character, a movie for Luke, and I got it signed, and so that would be worth a bit as well. But not just worth, for me, these things I don't know if I can ever depart from, but anyway, I've got it. The other thing is with the photo opportunity, it can be an expensive adventure, especially when you're coming from overseas, but you need to actually get yourself ready in what you want to look like in the photo. Do you want to look like a fan, or do you want to look like you're a part of a scene? Do you want to just look like a happy snap? You can, but you need to get yourself prepared, and you need to almost know the facial expression you want, the clothes that you're going to wear, because when I say this one, even more so, is when you go in and you go out, it's like bang, you're in, out, like that. And you won't even have time to think, oh, can we do this? Can we do... No, you won't have time. You need to... Like, for me, I actually wore this Obi-Wan Kenobi particular bedroom robe along with my wife the last time. And we both wore them. We had the lightsaber ready. I told her where to stand, where I would have stand. And, at that time it was the Emperor and Darth Maul. And I just got... my wife to sort of look a bit scared, and me look a bit more sort of, tense, and we got the photo done, and it was done well. So I was happy with the look and stuff like that. Even the photo I had with Mark Hamill, I simply told him, I said, "Hi, how you going?" It was just very nice guy. Let me tell you, this Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker, very nice. I said, "Just hold this lightsaber," which was technically the one he got in A New Hope, technically. I got him to hold it. I held the laser, and because it was the Last Jedi time, I thought, well, holding the laser, what the hell is the relevancy of that? I said, now, because I'm holding the laser, I said to Mark Hamill, I said, now I'm holding the laser. Who's the Last Jedi? Like, I'm saying, well, I'm pretty strong. And his facial expression in the photo, as well as my facial expression, whatever it is, it came out good. It had a comedic sort of look, and it had a foreverness to it. It was fun and exciting, but it was quick. It got to work quick. Be prepared. Be in the line. Be prepared. Just don't keep chatting and then lose yourself and go, oh, what do we have to do? Just prepare yourself on what photo you want. If you don't want to take it overly seriously, just walk in there, have a shot, you say hi. Sometimes they won't shake your hand. Most of the times they will. And then you just get your photo about, seconds later at a printing machine around the corner, and that's it. And I highly suggest to get a plastic cover, leave it dry for a little bit, put it in there, you'll have it nicely sealed. It's great. But anyway, so that's the answer to my second question here for the interviews to Q. I will be extending some more stuff in the future, but if you've got any questions, any comments, contact me by Instagram or even Twitter or even YouTube, whatever you like. I'm here on a weekly-ish basis. That's what I'm saying. That's wishingly the same for next week as well. We'll wait and see. But until then, my friends, keep rickety rockin'.